These two teams share the color red and the letter N as a logo, but only one of these teams can share in a victory in this weekend series. It's the rubber match between the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Colonels of Nicholls State. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tommy Rezach. Seated alongside me is Zach Penrice. We'll hear from Zach in just a little bit. Big storyline heading into today's game is the weather. About a 50% chance of rain here in Lincoln starting in the mid-afternoon, and that increases to 70% as we get to the evening. So keeping an eye on the weather. There are some showers and thunderstorms off to the west. There is a chance of severe weather here in Lincoln, so both of these teams eager to get this third match in, this best-of-3 series match in this afternoon, and also a pretty stiff wind out of right field at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wind certainly played a factor in yesterday's game, too. We'll see how that plays a factor here today. So Nicholls State will bat first, and outfielding for Nebraska, Bolton center, Alvarado in left, Revelis the shortstop, Plotchik at third, Fish doing the catching, Wilkening did yesterday, and then Miller at first, Jake Schleppenbach at second. And then for Nicholls State, leading off for them will be Justin Holt, Joey Morales, and Kyle Noth. And then warming up on the mound for Nebraska is Jake Myers, a sophomore left-handed pitcher who's also batting for Nebraska today. He's on the mound, making only his third start of the year and his third appearance overall. He's pitched only 10 innings this year, but pretty solid work, 9 strikeouts and 3 walks. And there you see Nicholls State's lineup again: Holt, Morales, Noth, and then followed by Webby, Shermer, Reese, Valdez, Tucker, and Manichia. And Zach Penrice, obviously an interesting story in this game today is the kind of the theme of organ donation with Lanny Ledbetter. The green shirts, the green hats, as you see the Huskers sporting those today, in honor of Lanny Ledbetter, who is the 3-year-old daughter of the Director of Operations, Curtis Ledbetter. Pretty nice to see the players and fans supporting that green to support Laney here this afternoon. Oh yeah, just a great moment here pregame that we saw Laney coming out and throwing the ceremonial first pitch. It was a great moment for these fans, and obviously you'll see green shirts that were passed out to fans as they came into the ballpark this morning, and green hats to be worn today by the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Yeah, and several children got to run out with the Huskers, children that have either need an organ transplant or have gotten a life-saving transplant. So great moment. Jake Myers delivers the first pitch, and that is outside, and we're underway. Glad you could join us here this afternoon on BTN Plus. At Michigan last weekend, had 4 strikeouts. That one into the gap between second and third. That's a base hit back to left field to Alvarado, where he scoops it up. So that is a 1-out single for the Colonels, and that's the first hit of the afternoon. Joey Morales right there, Tommy, just gets a good bat on the balls. We see this again. It just goes right over the glove of third baseman Jake Plotchik and just falls into left field for the first hit of the day for Nicholls State. Good start right there for their offense. So Ernestine will come set. Decision pitch. And that one missed on the inside, so there it is, walk number 44 on the year for Jake Plotchik. And so that's the first Husker batter to get on base this afternoon. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Jake Myers. See that pitch again, just kind of low and inside in the dirt. Plotchik uses his good eyes, which we know that he has. 44th walk of the year, and Nebraska has their first base runner of the day. The 2-0. And that's a chopper into the gap. Revelis couldn't get to it, so that's the second hit of the afternoon for Nicholls State. And Shermer is on base with a 1-out single, second straight inning that the Colonels have turned a 1-out base hit. You see this again, great hit right there by Alex Shermer. 2 hits for Nicholls State, second time they've hit that hole between shortstop and third base, so terrific job hitting that ball to the left side of the field, and just has enough to get between Jake Plotchik and Steven Revelis. And Nicholls State, 2 base runners in 2 innings, good start for their offense. How about Jake Myers so far in this game, Tommy? 12 pitches through 2 innings to get this thing started. That's definitely something I'm going to be keeping my eyes on. The pitch count for Myers, as these Nebraska pitchers this season have struggled to go deep into games. That 2-0 gets in on the inside corner. Nice job there by Myers to get back into this count with 2 balls and 1 strike. See this again. Myers just kind of freezes him on the inside. Good pitch right there. Good placement. That one hit into the gap to center field as Schleppenbach wasn't there in time, as Schleppenbach playing closer to first, and that one gets into center field for a base hit. So the third single of the afternoon for Nicholls State. For Valdez, that's his 40th hit of the year. Ethan Valdez just straight back up the middle line drive. No chance Schleppenbach can get there, and 3 innings, 3 hits for Nicholls State, and now they have their most dangerous base runner in Ethan Valdez on base. Just going to say. For Nicholls State. Slow pitch saying, hey, I'm watching you. And there's the bunt, grabbed by Myers. Nice job. He thought about a play at second, but he instead throws to Miller, so a bit of a pitcher's choice out right there as he throws it to first to retire Tucker, but Valdez advances to second with one gone.
You see this again, Alex Tucker, not the greatest sacrifice bunt in the world, but if that's anyone except for for Ethan Valdez for Nicholls State, then Jake Myers is going to throw that ball to second, so good hustle by Valdez to get to second safely.
The 2-1, and that's a chopper to the second baseman. Schlepp gloves it. The throw is in time. He got him just in time. Great throw by Schlepp to get it in Miller just in the nick of time to retire Holt at first, and the run will not score.
We see this again, a ground ball. Schleppenbach has to move way to his right side, kind of a slow chopper up the middle, but a great back throwing across his body in time to Ben Miller to record the last out of the inning. Nebraska gets out of its first jam it faces of the day. This is not what Nebraska wanted, Tommy. They're through 8 batters so far, and the offense once again is not there so far today. It's what they were looking to completely turn around after yesterday's lackadaisical performance. Trying to turn that around so far today, it hasn't been working for them.
Yeah, already getting out hit 3-0, but Ravelis turns the first base hit of the day as he hits that one deep into left center, and he'll be on base with a 1-out single. So the 9-hitter we talked about at the bottom of this Husker lineup has done a great job all year. Ravelis is no exception to that. Great hit into left center for the 1-out single for the Big Red. Lead-off hitter Bolt due up next.
Well, just as I said, Nebraska's not doing so well offensively. Steven Ravelis steps in the 9-hole and gets Nebraska's first hit of the day. So very big play right there by Ravelis and get this lineup back to the top of the order with Ryan Bolt. Traditionally Nebraska's best bat. Was low and away.
1-2. That one swung on again to Schleppenbach. He slides in, throw to Miller. Oh, but Miller can't hang on. So Schleppenbach made the throw in time, but only this time Miller wasn't quite in position and he drops the ball. So that will be, for the 3rd time today, a 1-out single for the Colonels.
Terrific play over there at second base by Jake Schleppenbach, who does it yet again for the 2nd straight inning. But this time Ben Miller can't just scoop it and glove that at first base. And once again, Nicholls State has a base runner. 4 innings and 4 base runners for Nicholls State. Nebraska's defense has been pretty good, but right there you see right there as they have not officially scored. I think they're going to rule that one a hit.
Yesterday, was able to score off an RBI from Schleppenbach as that ball lined to the shortstop to retire Myers. With now 2 outs, 2 gone for the Huskers, and Ben Miller, the first baseman, due next.
Joey Morales, the shortstop for Nicholls State, in the perfect spot right there on that hit. Jake Myers gets a hold of it, but he just hits it straight at him. Perfect line drive, but very good placement by the shortstop Morales. 2 away here in the 4th.
And Zach, we talked about it in break. You look at the pitcher matchup with the lefty Alex Ernestine from Nicholls State, the sophomore, and then the sophomore lefty for Nebraska, Jake Myers. No strikeouts have been thrown today. Only 1 walk combined, only 5 combined hits. We've nearly played 5 innings. Not really dominant stuff by either pitcher. Efficient, not dominant. But yet we've seen all these batters just swing at everything, but the outfielding, I think, really deserves credit for not allowing any of these runs to score and for keeping this game as low scoring as it has been.
You said it, Tommy. Efficiency is the word today. I mean, you've seen both pitchers in these first few innings. Neither pitcher is over 50 pitches so far in this game. Jake Myers is coming off of a 6-pitch inning right there in the top of the 5th inning. So both these pitchers have been incredibly efficient today. Very impressive that both of them can go this long with this few pitches without throwing a strikeout so far in this game.
Designated hitter and right fielder this year as he swings on that one and misses. So there's the first strikeout of the game, comes in the bottom of the 5th, and it's by Alex Ernestine, his 14th K of the year.
We look at this again. Scott Schreiber just kind of swings right there at some high heat offered by Ernestine, and just as we say that there hasn't been a strikeout today, we see a strikeout right there in the form of Nebraska right fielder Scott Schreiber for the first out of the inning. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, Tommy, and we've played 57 minutes of baseball. Unbelievable so far today, the speed of this game.
Yeah, 1:05 was our start time. We are 2 minutes past the 2 o'clock hour here in Lincoln. So yeah, very quick game this year as Alvarado hits that one hard into left field. Going back for it is Webby. He won't get to it. It's a home run for Nebraska, a 2-out single shot for Luis Alvarado. Only the 2nd homer of the year for Luis. So after this game was kind of dormant, after the crowd was kind of silent, that 2-run single shot gets this crowd on their feet, and the Huskers have the first run of the game.
Finally, a team breaks the silence here, 0-0 through almost 5 complete innings, and you see it right here once again. The left fielder, Luis Alvarado, hits one deep to left, actually hits the light pole out there in left field and comes back. But a solo shot right there for Alvarado breaks the tie and gives Nebraska a 1-run lead here in the 5th.
but they're 18-5 when issuing 4 or less. So we'll see how this goes today. The 3-2. Chopper to the second baseman. Again, Schlepp with a nice play to Miller to retire the side. So Jake Schleppenbach again gets it done at the second base spot. Gloves a tough ball, turns on his foot, pivots to Miller to retire the side.
You see it great for the third time today. Bouncer to Schleppenbach has to move way to his right, throws back across his body. Ben Miller with the play at first base to record the final out of the inning. Tommy, this lead right now for Nebraska is very important. The Huskers are 124-6 since 2012 when leading after the 6th inning. So leads have been very good for Nebraska, and they're very good at keeping them in the last 3-4 years.
And that one slung into center field over the head of the second baseman Valdez. Nicely done by Steven Reveles to line it into shallow center for a base hit. So Nebraska, for the first time, they get their leadoff man on base, and that brings up Ryan Bolt.
You see it right there. Reveles just kind of lifts one over the head of Valdez into right center field for the first hit of the inning. Very good hit right there. No way Valdez could get that one.
Golden Spikes mid-season award watch list member, as we mentioned that earlier today, as he grounds that one slowly to short. Will it be in time? No! So nicely done by Bolt. He placed a ball slowly to the shortstop Morales. Morales really didn't run after it. By the time he gloved it, Bolt was 80% of the way to the first base bag. So 2 straight singles for the Huskers.
Yeah, Ryan Bolt kind of jammed in on his hands there, but is able to send it kind of opposite field to the shortstop Morales. Just way too slow of a roller to have any play. Ryan Bolt, as we know, has very good wheels, and he gets to first base in time. So Nebraska threatening once again here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Ernestine watching Reveles at second. He bunts nicely down the third base side. That will be an out at first, but he does what he has to do on the sacrifice bunt. 1 out. Runners on second and third. 2 runners in scoring position for the Huskers. Still threatening. And up next is Jake Myers, the pitcher.
A terrific sacrifice bunt right here by Plotchik. Thought he might have had a chance at first base, but just doesn't quite get there in time, but is able to send 2 Nebraska runners into scoring position for the pitcher, the third batter in the lineup, Jake Myers right here, who is a very good hitter with runners in scoring position, batting .349 this year with runners in scoring position.
We'll see what happens here. As the first pitch to Myers, lined into left field. It could be gone, and it is a 3-run shot by Jake Myers. Scoring for Nebraska, Reveles, Bolt, and the pitcher Myers gets in on the action. The Huskers have almost blown this one open now. They lead 4-0.
The first offering from Alex Ernestine. Jake Myers sends way over the wall in left field to blow this game open, give Nebraska a 4-0 lead. The first pitch after about a 2-minute pitchers conference with the entire infield in talking to the pitcher Ernestine, and Jake Myers sends this over the walls. We see this again, a great hit by Myers, sends it way out there.
Past the tree out there in the left field seating. We're back in the 5th. It was a single shot that gave Nebraska the 1-0 lead, and that pitch is passed behind the catcher Tucker, and that'll move the 2 guys up 1 base each. Fish to second, Schreiber to third. 2 outs. The rally continues.
We see this again. The ball just kind of skips by the catcher Tucker, just kind of to his right side, and kind of goes all the way to the backstop, advancing both Nebraska runners. And completely new situation. You lose 2 force outs, and now there's 2 runners in scoring position for the second time this inning for Nebraska.
Goff delivers a chopper, goes fair to the third baseman. The throw to first in time. Nice play from 5-3. Reese over to Manichia to retire the side and prevent any further runs from being scored. Jake Myers, he's pitching and he's hitting homers today. Reeling and dealing. His 3-run homer gives his team a 4-0 lead. To the top of the 7th we go when we come back. DH, who has your best batting average at .355 coming in. This is the guy you want, but he grounds it right to Reveles and throws to Miller for the putout. So your leadoff hitter grounds to the shortstop for the first out. Not the start you want here if you're Nicholls State.
We see this again, a great play right there by Steven Reveles. Just kind of short hops it right into his glove and on to first to Ben Miller to make the play. But back to your point, Tommy, it's been 5 unanswered hits by Nebraska right now. It's been a while since Nicholls State has gotten the bat on the ball and been able to produce anything with it, so they really need to get something going here. They have been unable to really phase Jake Myers, the pitcher right now, who's only thrown 52 pitches in this ball game so far.
And 76 walks given up, 13th in the Big Ten. The 3-2, that one is chopped to Miller. Myers comes off the mound. Does he touch the bag in time? Yes! So another nice play by the Husker outfield and great communication between the pitcher Myers and the first baseman Miller to make that out count.
As we see this again, kind of an awkward play right there. Just two very slow roller to Ben Miller, who has to hurry to get that ball to Jake Myers, who rushes over from the mound. Good play. As a pitcher, he knows any ball hit to the right side of the field, he's got to be covering first base, and there he is in time to record the second out at the top of the 7th inning.
Bring him out and test him out in a few bigger games, and he's done well, as that's now a walk. That's quickly 4 balls and no strikes in that first at bat, and Kyle Reese on with the leadoff walk.
So something that we didn't see the first 7 innings of this game from starting pitcher Jake Myers was a walk, and the first batter that Garrett King, the reliever, faces, reaches first base via walk. So not a good start right there for Garrett King.
So the 1-0 from King to Valdez, hit him in the back. Oh, that one has to hurt, and Valdez slowly trotting to the first base bag, and King really looks off here early in this going.
So that one following a pitching visit, or a mound visit right there. Garrett King throws it right at Ethan Valdez. Valdez kind of turns his back towards him and gets hit by the pitch, and Nebraska's already going to go back to the bullpen here and make another pitching change.
Not a bad pinch hitter you want in this situation, as he lines that one into left field. Alvarado drifting a little bit back and able to make the grab. Nice job by Luis into left field to record the second out and get the Huskers a little closer to getting out of what has become a jam with 2 runners on base.
Jeff Chestnut comes into this game and is just calm, cool, collected, gets 2 very quick outs, both lazy fly balls to the left fielder Alvarado. And just as Nicholls State's threatening, they bring in Jeff Chestnut. Like you said, 23rd appearance on the year. He's their workhorse coming out of the bullpen, and 2 quick outs. And just like that, the jam and the situation that Nebraska was in is becoming more and more easy to get out of.
He's 0 for 3 today. Flew out in the first, and then he grounded out in the third. As that one off the glove of Steven Ravelis into left field for a base hit, and coming in to score is Kyle Reese. So just like that, Nicholls State is on the board for the first time after an RBI single off the bat of Justin Holt, and it's 4-1. Nicholls State staying alive in the inning with 2 runners still on base.
We've seen Nicholls State batters hit that hole between shortstop and third base a few times today. This time, the shortstop, Steven Ravelis, just can't glove it. And Luis Alvarado thinks about throwing home to try and throw out Reese, but decides not to. And Nicholls State is on the board for the first time today and still threatening with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 8th.
12th RBI of the year for Justin Holt, and up now is Joey Morales, the shortstop. He hits that one in center field. Another run will score. Here comes Ethan Valdez. He's in to score the run, and it's 4-2. Nicholls State has cut this lead in half.
Just leave it to the top 2 guys in the lineup here, Tommy. Justin Holt, Joey Morales, top 2 men in this batting order for Nicholls State, getting it done here with a 2-out rally in the top of the 8th. We see this again. Morales, beautiful hit straight up the middle. Nothing that Ravelis and Schleppenbach can do. All Ryan Bolt, the center fielder, can do is just get it in as fast as he can. And Holt and the runner scores all the way from second base. And just like that, the lead is cut in half in just 2 swings.
Tense moment here at Haymarket Park. The 3-2. High. And he's going to walk him. So the bases are loaded. The lead run in Kyle Noth is on first. And Nebraska with still 2 outs, still in trouble, however. Bases are loaded. And up comes Gavin Webby.
As we see this again, the pitch is just way high and outside. No way that Noth was gonna swing at that one.
Where here in the top of the 8th, as that one slung on to second base. Schleppenbach gloves it and gives it to Ben Miller. A huge putout from Schlepp to Ben Miller to retire the side and retire Nicholls State with the bases loaded. In that inning, there were 2 hits, 2 runs, no errors, all 3 left on base. We've played 7.5 innings, and Nebraska maintains a 4-2 lead.
Wouldn't mind seeing Chad Lensman enter the game for Nebraska. I think there is somebody warming up in the bullpen. I don't know if it is Lensman, but wouldn't mind seeing the freshman closer for Nebraska getting a shot to end this game with a save.
That pitch just missed on the outside corner, so 2-0. There are some showers. We are monitoring light showers just to the west on Interstate 80 in Seward. And there you see it, the closer, Chad Linsman, the freshman, warming up by Jeff Chestnut. So here's Linsman trying to put him down in order. And Alex Shermer hits the first pitch. Over to Plotzek, over to Miller from third to first in time for the first out. So Zach Penrice, that's how you want to start it off. If you're the Husker outfielder, get the leadoff guy out really quick off the first pitch.
As we see this again, like you said, 1 pitch, 1 out. Jake Plotzek, easy play for him on to first to Ben Miller. 1 pitch, 1 out in the 9th, just the way the Huskers wanted to start this, and especially freshman closer Chad Linsman. Always a good indicator of knowing when weather is coming is looking down the right field line here. The The grounds crew is ready, standing right next to the tarp in the right field berm. They are ready to go as soon as this game ends. They're going to be hitting onto the field to put that tarp on the infield.
Yeah, clouds coming in from the south and west as the 0-2 misses to the outside. Bit low. Husker fans grumbling. Looked like the right call from up here, but maybe Husker fans a little antsy, wanting to beat the weather. And there you see it, the grounds crew standing right by that big tarp that will go over the dirt as soon as we're done here. The 1-2 to Reese. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 2 of the, actually that's the first strikeout of the day for Chad Linsman. It's the second out of the inning, and the Huskers are 1 out away from winning this series.
See that again from Chad Linsman. That's just straight heat right down the middle. Nothing the batter can do. And there's 2 gone here in the top of the ninth. The Huskers and closer Chad Linsman are cutting through this Nicholls State lineup.
Clouds really rolling in. The 1-2 swung on and missed. He did get a piece of it. Fish has to throw to first, and he gets him out, and that's how this game will end. So Nebraska avoids the scare from Nicholls State. They get the Colonels 2-1, and they beat them 4-2. Nebraska now 3-1 all time against Nicholls State. Zach Penrice, Jake Myers really deserves the game ball for this one. 7 scoreless innings, a 3-run homer that really made the difference in this 4-2 victory.
Yep, 7 innings of scoreless work, only allowed 4 hits today. Jake Myers in only his 4th appearance of the year, his 3rd start of the year, and a tremendous performance from the young sophomore.
Jake Myers now 2-1 as a pitcher in Nebraska, 25-15 and 15-5 this year at Hawks Field at Haymarket Park. Tough going for Nebraska this coming week. They go to Creighton Tuesday, and then a game at Kauffman Stadium against Kansas on Wednesday, and then a road series against Rutgers next weekend. For Zach Penrice, I'm Tommy Rezach saying so long from Hawks Field at Haymarket Park. Again, the final, Nebraska 4, Nicholls State 2. If you're a Lincolnite, if you're in Nebraska, hope you stay dry, hope you avoid the weather, and I hope you have a great night. Good night. Goodbye, everybody.